Hello friends, welcome to Raj Malhotra's IAS. So guys, we are about to start this The Hindu analysis, and due to some technical reasons we couldn't conduct the Hindu session in the morning, so we are doing it right now. So first let me check whether we are connected or not. Okay, it will take just 1 or 2 minutes, then we are going to start this session, and very quickly we'll try to wind up this particular session. So stay tuned with us, and I hope you people are getting the notification of it. Okay, आपको टाइम पे नोटिफिकेशन मिल रहा होगा इसका. सो दिवाली का फीवर जो है अब ओवर हो चुका है, एंड वी हैव टू गेट बैक टू आवर स्टडीज़ एंड ऑल. हमें वापस जो है अपनी पढ़ाई के ऊपर कंसंट्रेट करना है, एंड वी आर अबाउट टू स्टार्ट दिस सेशन. ओके, सो फर्स्ट वी विल डेफिनेटली लुक इनटू द न्यूज़पेपर व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज़ देयर फॉर अस. हमें एग्जैक्टली क्या क्या यहाँ पे कवर करना है. सो गायत्री गुड मॉर्निंग, सौरभ गुड इवनिंग. ओके, सॉरी गुड इवनिंग गायत्री, गुड इवनिंग सौरभ, गुड इवनिंग. So sufficient number of people have already joined us, so I hope that you people have got the notification and all. Okay, so Sahil good evening, Mohit good evening. So 15 people have joined us, so we'll wait for 1 minute, then we are going to start this particular newspaper analysis. So when we look into the first page, okay, mega trade block RCEP takeoff. Okay, so if you see RCEP, Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, so a prelims question has been asked on this. Okay, already prelims के ऊपर prelims के अंदर एक क्वेश्चन आ चुका है. एंड ठाकुर गुड इवनिंग, HPS गुड इवनिंग, मुस्कान गुड इवनिंग. ओके, सो ऑलरेडी जो है प्रीलिम्स के अंदर इसके ऊपर क्वेश्चन आ चुका है. सो मेंबर कंट्रीज, बाकी जो रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन है, इट इज़ वेरी अनलाइकली कि दे विल आस्क दैट. ओके, सो वी विल लुक इनटू दिस व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज द रीजन व्हाई इंडिया मूव्ड आउट ऑफ RCEP टॉक्स एंड ऑल. ओके, वी विल डेफिनेटली लुक इनटू दिस, एंड they have also kept a window open for India. Okay, a window has been kept open for India that in future India might join this. We'll look into the prospects of that also. Okay, हम उसके भी prospects जो है थोड़े देखेंगे. लोकेश good evening. Okay, so other than this, Nitish to take oath, this is not important for us. Okay, then Qureshi claims an attempt to divert attention. Again, this is also like no relevant information is there in this particular news. Pakistan related thing, political war, coffee table talks. Okay, so not important for us. We'll move to our directly to our editorial section. Then protect our republic, my lords. Okay, so Arnab Goswami case is going on. So again, like, this is not important for us. The only thing that you have to understand is right to freedom of speech and expression. Okay, freedom of speech and expression. ठीक है ना, this you have to look into this. So other thing is that can we have absolute freedom of speech and expression? Because if this is absolute, then this hate speech, okay, hate speech can also be produced as a news, and this has been done by Darshan TV, if you know. Okay, Sudarshan TV if I am not wrong, name of the channel might be wrong. Okay, तो वहाँ पे hate speech को exactly उन्होंने news की form में दिखाया. So this you have to understand. That's why there should be a limit over freedom of speech and expression. Okay, तो ये हमें ध्यान रखना है. Other than that, there is nothing important for us. And US progressiveness in the crosshairs, again, no important relevant information is there for us. Okay, so we'll look into the next page now, a recipe to tear down the trade unions. We'll look into this, what exactly this editorial is talking about. So basically this is related to the labor code which has been introduced by the government. Okay, so now he is saying that it might reduce the efficiency, or you can say the importance of labor union. Okay, so importance of labor union के ऊपर एक खतरा है, and we'll definitely look into this what exactly is there for us. Okay, so Kavita good evening, Harpreet good evening. Okay, so we'll definitely look into this exactly क्या है यहाँ पे. Other than this, there is nothing much for us. Okay, then like Formula 3 racing track getting ready in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, if you are a Formula 3 fan, definitely you can go there and watch that particular race. And other than this, nothing is there. Forest rights claims of 1200 tribal rejected. So we'll look into this. Okay, exactly what are the issues, and Forest Right Act exactly क्या problem create हो रही है यहाँ पे, and why it is important for us to implement the Forest Right Act in true letter and spirit. So we will definitely pick this particular topic. Okay, so ये हम उठाएंगे, ठीक है ना. So other than this, okay, there is nothing much for us. Then we'll move to our next page. Used heavy weapons, तो अभी फायरिंग हो रही है LOC पे, and this is again a problematic thing. Arunachal records best sex ratio, Manipur the worst. Okay, so this you should have an idea, because this is the latest survey, so you should have this idea, and you have to maintain a notebook. You have to note down these facts. Okay, Arunachal records the best sex service and sex survey ratio, and it is around 963. Okay, जो 963 जो है सेक्स रेशो आया है वहाँ पे अरुणाचल के अंदर, एंड दिस इज़ गुड. ओके, और अरुणाचल nahi, 963 is for Kerala. Okay, Arunachal you have to have this. Or what's the number for Arunachal? Arunachal is 1084. Okay, or 1084 is for Arunachal, and like 963 is for Kerala. Okay, so this you have to note it down. ठीक है ना? Among the major states, Kerala 963. Okay, this has been written, so you should have an idea about this thing. And Punjab was the worst, 986. Okay, so this fact you have to write it down, and you have to mention it in your answer. Okay, women related question will be there in your essay also. You can refer to this particular statistics. आप अपने essay में भी जो है इसके बारे में लिख सकते हैं. Okay, so we'll look into the next part now. There is nothing much on this particular page. Okay, so आगे देखते हैं. Again, like this particular ministry seeks feedback on the draft social security rules. We'll look into this. Okay, what exactly is there for us. Then former chief election commission calls for a ban on opinion poll. Okay, we'll definitely look into this, and his suggestions are important for us, because if there is a question on electoral reform, okay, electoral reform, if there is a question, then this particular article itself is very important. Okay, because this article is providing you the most critical and most crucial information. Very critical and very informative article has been written, so this you should know. Okay, यहाँ पे आपको ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा. So other than this, there is nothing much for us. And India US keen on training peace missions, so we will definitely look into this. Exactly what exactly is there for us, थोड़ा बहुत इसके अंदर जानेंगे. How China is also increasing its contribution to the international peacekeeping force. Okay, United Nations peacekeeping force, China is also increasing its contribution, so we have to match that up. So that's why India US collaboration is important for this point also. तो यहाँ पे देखते हैं exactly क्या हो सकता है. Okay, other than this, on this particular page again Trump is there, so not important for us. That issue is still going on in US, but somehow I guess he has realized that like he has lost the election, and he will accept it in few more days. Okay, so other than this, there is nothing important for us right now, and we'll definitely look into the detailed discussion part. Okay, so let's move to the detailed discussion part, and let's wish each like Udki Annaraj, good evening. Okay, so Saurabh, you also skipped the today's the Hindu session, so that's why we are conducting the evening session. Okay, so that कुछ भी छूटे ना आपका. So mega trade book RCP takeoff. So see, you have to understand this thing, why India moved out of this. India moved out of this. Okay, the talks and all. So the reason is this, like we have to protect our farmers. Okay, we have to protect our farmers and small manufacturers. Okay, small manufacturers, this you have to understand. India lack the capacity. We can't match these countries right now. Our producers, they cannot compete with these countries. So that's why to address that particular issue, India decided to move out of this discussion, and this is very much important for us. Okay, see, other reason is this country of origin clause. Okay, country of origin, this particular thing is important for us. ये आपको ध्यान रखना है. Origin क्या है? Country of origin. See, like right now what is going on, the products are produced in China. Okay, products are produced in China, production unit is in China. Okay, this you have to understand. So what they do is they will open a small office in Bangladesh or Singapore. Okay, suppose they will open a small office in Singapore, and from that production unit, because India is having an agreement with Singapore, that can be dumped to Indian market. Okay, that can be dumped to Indian market. So this is the reason why India said that there should be strict implementation of country of origin clause, that the product is produced in China, not in Singapore. Only the office is there in Singapore. Okay, but other countries are not ready for it. बाकी लोग इसके लिए तैयार नहीं है. Okay, Australia and all, they are also not ready for it. So this particular point is important for us. Acha. So in future, the window is still there. India can join it. Okay, you have to understand this thing. If you are addressing an answer and any question on RCP, you have to conclude this by that in future, India can definitely join it. Okay, this you have to understand. India बिल्कुल join कर सकता है. Acha. So this you have to understand, and this mega trade bloc is basically led by 15 countries, and China is playing a very important role, because biggest market is China, biggest producer is China. Okay, this you have to understand. Acha. So negotiations, they will start it, they will discuss multiple things. So this particular group is expected to represent at least 30% of the global GDP. Okay, so this particular group, if you see, it is very important. So 30% of the global GDP is a huge amount, and this is important for us, and definitely India should part of it. But presently, because our manufacturing unit is not that competitive, we are not that competitive. That is the reason why we are not part of it. Okay, so solution to this particular thing is that first you have to make your manufacturing units more competitive. Then you can explore that. Okay, definitely Indians can also be part of Indian manufacturing firms. They can also get benefit out of it because it will provide you the huge market. बहुत बड़ी market हमें मिल सकती है. But providingly our product should be competitive. बहुत अच्छा होना चाहिए, quality product होना चाहिए. Where India is lagging behind. Okay, this you have to understand. अच्छा, so ये अभी चल रहा है, and these moves didn't influence the Japanese and Australian plans regarding the RCP. Okay, so right now we were concentrating that we will strengthen the Quad. Okay, Quad की strengthening की बात चल रही थी, but this you have to understand, these countries are realist. Okay, so economy is very important part of it, and they cannot undermine the importance of RCP. That's why Japan and Australia, they are still considering to be part of RCP, and they are part of RCP. Okay, and Australia is very supportive of it, but Japan is still saying that India might join it in the future. तो leader to leader level पे बातचीत भी हो रही थी, ठीक है ना, ये अभी चल रहा है. There is another perception that India is increasingly turning the inwards. Okay, so for that Indian Prime Minister has also stated, Indian Finance Minister is also stated that we are not closing down our economy. Okay, so we are just concentrating on our domestic thing, and other than that definitely we will include some export led things also. Okay, so export led economy will also be part of Indian economic model, and domestic led production and consumption is also part of the Indian economic model. तो ये हमारा पूरा मॉडल रहने वाला है. ओके, प्रियंका गुड इवनिंग एंड जगमीत सत श्री अकाल. ओके, सो ये हमारा मॉडल ओवरऑल रहने वाला है, ठीक है ना. दिस यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड, एंड इंडिया इज नॉट टर्निंग इनवर्ड्स, ये आपको समझना पड़ेगा. बट आत्मनिर्भर भारत का मतलब ये नहीं है कि वी विल क्लोज आवर इकोनॉमी. ओके, इट डजंट मीन दैट. तो ये आपको थोड़ा पॉइंट समझना पड़ेगा. एंड नाउ वी विल मूव टू द फॉरेस्ट राइट क्लेम्स ऑफ 1200 ट्राइबल्स रिजेक्टेड, एंड दिस इज नॉट गुड. ओके, व्हाई दिस इज नॉट गुड? बिकॉज ट्राइबल्स, ओके, दे can't afford the legal system. They can't afford the whole legal practice in India, which is very, very expensive. Okay, justice in India is very, very expensive. So these tribals, they are illiterate, they don't have education and all. So how can they afford the legal fees and all? तो वो यहाँ पे गड़बड़ है, and now their claims have been rejected, which is a problematic thing. Okay, so suppose if you want the development of tribals, if you want bottom up development, okay, bottom up development or development of the tribals or grassroots level development, okay, grassroots level development, then these forest rights play a very important role. Forest rights play a very important role, and their claims should be addressed. उनके जो क्लेम होते हैं, उनके जो कम्युनिटी राइट्स होते हैं ओवर कॉमन प्रॉपर्टी रिसोर्सेज, वो हमें एड्रेस करने पड़ेंगे. ओके, नाउ यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस थिंग. सो वेन एवर वी लुक इन टू द फॉरेस्ट राइट एक्ट, तो इसके अंदर आपको एक इंपॉर्टेंट चीज कंसिडर करनी पड़ेगी, नेक्सलिज्म. ओके, so Naxalism or Maoism, whatever you may call it. So in areas where Forest Right Act has been implemented in letter and spirit, their Naxalism and Maoism has gone down remarkably. So in areas where Forest Right Act has been implemented, in letter and spirit. So we have a case study of Dantewada and Gadchiroli. Okay, so we have a case study of Gadchiroli, where after the implementation of Forest Right Act in true letter and spirit, the incomes of tribals have also increased. Okay, and other than that, their income has increased at one point, and other than that, the Naxalism and other problems are also moving away or moving down. Okay, बहुत जो है वहाँ पे improvement हो रही है, वहाँ पे law and order भी अच्छा हो गया. So this particular act is very critical for us, and addressing their claims is very important. तो ये कहानी यहाँ पे चल रही है. Okay, so Arunachal records the best sex ratio, Manipur the worst. This particular thing is important for you. Okay, so again you have to note it down. Other than that, there are multiple statistics which are available in this particular whole article, so you can note it down. ये आपके notes का part हो सकते हैं, and straightforward statistics हैं. Okay, so इसमें कुछ खास नहीं है. Other part is that improvement is definitely there. Okay, improvement, if you compare the states like Haryana or Punjab. Okay, Haryana or Punjab, overall they are still not at par with other states. Overall they are not still at par with other states, but if you compare their present data and the past data, so definitely things are improving. Okay, चीज़ें improve हो गई हैं, but still there is a long way to go. बहुत लंबी रास्ता है, बहुत लंबा रास्ता है. We have to travel a long distance, okay, to provide रियल फॉर्म ऑफ वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट, उसके लिए बहुत लंबा रास्ता है, एंड वी हैव टू फाइट द पैट्रियार्की फॉर दैट. ओके, सो बिहेवियरल चेंज करना पड़ेगा, ठीक है ना. So the soul stirrer is saying that what exactly is the true letter and spirit. Okay, so when I say letter, things are implemented in a letter, means you are just formally implementing it, you are not look into the outcome of it. Okay, so when we say letter, when you are implementing any policy in letter, means आपने सिर्फ काम कर दिया, processes are done very efficiently, finely, but you are not looking into the outcome of that particular policy. So when we say that spirit, see, basically we want results out of it. Okay, why do we implement policy? Because we want results out of it. Okay, so this is the spirit. So when we look into the outcome of it, what exactly we are getting out of it, people are really getting any benefit of it or not. Okay, वो होता है letter and spirit के अंदर चीज़ों को implement करना. The problem in India is with implementation. Implementation हमारा मेजर एक ड्रॉबैक है इंडियन ब्यूरोक्रेसी का. They don't implement things in letter and spirit. उनको आउटकम चाहिए ही नहीं होता. ओके, व्हाट दे डू इज दे गेट द फंड्स, दे जस्ट स्पेंड द फंड्स, दैट्स इट. आगे लोग उसका बेनिफिट उठाएं ना उठाएं, इसकी सरदर्दी हमारी सरकार के अंदर जो ब्यूरोक्रेसी है वो नहीं लेती है, एंड दिस इज द प्रॉब्लमेटिक थिंग. ओके, आई होप थिंग्स आर क्लियर नाउ. So we'll move to next part now. India, UPSC keen on training the peace mission. Okay, as you know, India, was at once a time, India was the major contribution to the UN peacekeeping forces. Okay, so this is like, this is one of the reason why we claim that we should get the permanent membership of United Nations Security Council. Okay, so ये एक claim हम डालते हैं कि why we need the permanent membership of United Nations Security Council, because there was a time when India was a leading contributor to UN peacekeeping forces. So now, like this, you have to understand, India is still among the top troop contributors to UN, and China is now scaling up. Okay, means that on world stage, China is getting more proactive. Okay, China और ज़्यादा proactive हो रहा है, and we have to counter it. Now the point is that can we counter China alone? Certainly not. China has the money with it, money है उनके पास. Okay, so that's why we need help from US. So, and US and India both are looking to undertake the training of military personnel of Southeast Asian countries. Okay, हम लोग साथ मिलकर ऐसा कर सकते हैं, and India has consistently been among the top troop contributors. This you have to understand, and India बहुत अच्छा रोल प्ले करता है. Okay, so fifth largest है right now. India right now is fifth largest. This particular statistics is important for you because this is the latest statistics. Okay, this statistics is the latest one which should be mentioned in your answer. ये आपके आंसर में होना बहुत जरूरी है. And US on the other hand has never contributed ground troops but contributes 27% of the UN peacekeeping budget. Okay, so US is providing the money and we can provide our troops. In this way both countries can comprehensively counter China. So ये हमें कुछ ना कुछ अभी देखना है, and we are looking forward to it. Okay, African partners की ट्रेनिंग वेनिंग के लिए ऊपर काम कर चुके हैं. Now both countries are joining hands to provide training to the troops from Southeast Asian nations. Okay, ये है, and this is also an example of India-US collaboration. Okay, this is another example of India-US collaboration where both the countries are proactively trying to counter China. तो ये कहानी चल रही है. Ministry seeks feedback on the draft social security rules. So Union Labour and Employment Ministry notified some rules, okay, under the Code of Social Security 2020, which proposes to provide unorganized sector, gig economy and platform workers across the social security benefits, okay, to access the social security benefit. Now you have to understand this thing. What is this gig economy? ये gig economy होती क्या है? Okay, gig economy का basically आप समझिए जो short term contract employee होते हैं. Short term contract के अंदर कौन कौन आ गए? Like we have Zomato, Ola, Uber. Okay, so these people have short term contract and they are short term contract employees. So earlier what used to be the problem? They didn't have any social security net. कुछ नहीं होता था, provident fund and और बाकी सारी चीजें उनके पास नहीं होती थी. Now these particular rules, okay, ये अभी public domain में है. इसके ऊपर अभी जो है discussion होगा. People will put their suggestions and all, and after that they will come up with the concrete content कि क्या exactly government यहाँ पे कहना चाह रही है. Okay, so we have to look into this. Okay, what exactly they are doing? The draft rules also provide for Aadhaar based registration, सेल्फ रजिस्ट्रेशन अनऑर्गेनाइज वर्कर्स का, गिग वर्कर्स का, ये सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के पोर्टल पे एक तरीके से आपको प्रोवाइड किया जाएगा. इट विल प्रोवाइड अ प्लेटफॉर्म वेयर वर्कर्स कैन रजिस्टर देमसेल्फ एंड आफ्टर दैट दे विल गेट द एक्सेस टू द सोशल सिक्योरिटी बेनिफिट, ओके, थ्रू दैट गवर्नमेंट पोर्टल. सो दिस इज एन आइडिया, बट वी हैव टू लुक इनटू दिस कि ये कितना कामयाब होने वाला है, ओके, बिकॉज एम्प्लॉयर ऑल्सो प्लेज इंपॉर्टेंट रोल. एम्प्लॉयर जो है क्या सब कुछ प्रोविडेंट फंड के अंदर अपना एक शेयर डालेगा. सो दीज आर फ्यू थिंग्स विच आर येट टू एड्रेस्ड. So right now these rules are just in public domain. इसके ऊपर discussion होगा, देखते हैं फिर क्या होता है. So former Chief Election Commissioner calls for a ban on opinion poll. Okay, why you want to ban the opinion poll? Because definitely it has some impact on the public perception. Okay, so public perception के ऊपर कुछ ना कुछ impact होता है. That's why he is suggesting this. So suppose if you want to write this particular point in your answer on electoral reform, if there is a question on electoral reform, you can definitely quote Mr. S.Y. Qureshi. He is a very respected Chief Election Commissioner. Okay, बहुत respected है, and like he called for ban on public opinion polls. Okay, other than that he also suggested counting of votes from voter verifiable paper audit trails. Okay, VVPAT. He is saying that don't count the votes from electronic voting machines. Instead of that you can count it from the VVPAT. Okay, slips के through जो है आप इसको count कर सकते हो. So this is one of the suggestions. So if you want to mention this particular suggestion in your answer, तो आप ये suggestion भी S.Y. Qureshi के नाम से जो है लिख सकते हैं. Okay, so he flagged some problems like criminalization of politics, and this particular statistics is important for us, that 30 to 40% of our members of legislature, they have some sort of criminal cases pending with them. Okay, and other thing he pointed out that election commissioners, see what is the process of election commissioners. See, when we look into the removal of chief election commissioner, he will be removed by the impeachment process. Chief election commissioner will be removed by the impeachment process. Okay, so other election commission can be just removed by his recommendation. So there is no impeachment process for other election commissioner. Only chief election commissioner has that particular security. So this particular point is very important. That's why election commissioners other than chief election commissioner, they consider themselves to be at the weaker point. Okay, वो अपने आप को weak समझते हैं, because सिर्फ chief election commissioner की अगर recommendation आ गई तो they will be removed. Okay, ये point यहाँ पे समझना है. Other than that there are other things that should be addressed like money laundering. इन सब चीज़ों को address करना जरूरी है. Okay, opinion poll definitely he has suggested that you want to, he suggested that it should be done away with. ये completely ban होना चाहिए. Okay, so these particular points if you want to mention in your answer on like इलेक्टोरल रिफॉर्म रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन, तो आप यहाँ से जो है एस.वाई. कुरैशी साहब को डायरेक्टली कोट कर सकते हो. ओके, एंड यू कैन मेक नोट्स आउट ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर एडिटोरियल. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट आर्टिकल आया है उसके अंदर. ओके, ये पॉइंट आप सारे के सारे नोट डाउन कर सकते हो इलेक्टोरल रिफॉर्म पे अगर क्वेश्चन एड्रेस करते हो तो. रेसिपी टू टीयर डाउन द ट्रेड यूनियंस, दिस पर्टिकुलर एडिटोरियल विल लुक इनटू दिस. ओके, so labor law reform were pending since 1991. This you have to understand. See, we want investment. Okay, तो investment के अंदर FDI we were talking about FDI, another sort of investment. So whenever we used to discuss it with the foreign players, they used to say that India has the very strict and complex labor laws. Now government has reformed that. Okay, what they did it, they come up with the four labor codes, and they have removed few of the acts, and it has basically simplified the whole process of labor law. Okay, कुछ ना कुछ improvement तो हुआ है. So when we talk about this thing, तो definitely EODB, ease of doing business, तो यहाँ पे हुआ है. ठीक है ना, this you have to understand. But now they are saying that these particular codes, they are basically disempowering the labor unions. Okay, so ये जो labor codes है, ये आपके जो है labor union को disempowered कर रहे हैं. And exactly what they are pointing out, we'll look into this. Okay, so he is saying that what is common to all four code is that they dilute the workers right in favor of employers right. Okay, so they are saying that worker के right को यहाँ पे एक तरीके से कम किया जा रहा है, and like collective action को भी कम किया जा रहा है. Okay, because union formation की अगर हम बात करें, that limit has been changed. Okay, उसको limit change कर दिया है, कैसे आप union बनाओगे, what will be the powers and all those things have been changed by the government. Okay, so trade unions first emerged in 19th century as self-managed organization of workers in face of extreme exploitation. Okay, earlier there used to be very much exploitation still in few areas, especially in unorganized sector. Okay, especially in unorganized sector, exploitation is definitely there. You can't rule that out. Okay, so it is through the trade unions that the workers have been able to win the better wages. Definitely trade unions did play important role in getting the better wages and other employment conditions and other things. Okay, so now thing is that government has done away with few acts. Okay, so like trade union act was there, ठीक है ना, it was adopted and it was considered as a mechanism to register the trade unions. Okay, trade unions वगैरह यहाँ पे registered होती थी and their acts, their functioning, their powers, all those sort of things were mentioned according to this particular act. वो सब कुछ इस act के according होता था. Okay, so legal framework basically provide किया गया था. This particular trade unions were getting the legal backing and this is very important step. अगर आपको legal backing होती है तो you are definitely empowered. Okay, तो वहां पे आप रजिस्टर कराइए, आप एक तरीके से आपकी बात को सुना जाएगा बिकॉज आपके पास लीगल बैकिंग है. ओके, अच्छा, अब यहां पे सिचुएशन थोड़ी थोड़ी चेंज हो गई है. ओके, सो इसके अंदर क्या एंगल आया? सी दिस यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाई गवर्नमेंट ट्राइड टू डू दिस. ओके, सो यू मस्ट हैव हर्ड अबाउट मारुति सुजुकी. ओके, मारुति सुजुकी केस, व्हाट हैपेंड देयर? Okay, one manager was killed by the workers. Okay, one manager ranking officer was killed by the workers. So Maruti Suzuki case हुआ था गुरुग्राम का. This particular case is very important. Okay, there was some distrust how these trade unions can become a problem in functioning of the industry. Okay, so ये point, ये example जो है वहाँ पे निकल के आया था and that's why government tried to dilute it and they have done it, but it is saying that it is very much like threatening the right to association of the workers. Okay, ये right to association of the workers को threat कर रहा है एक तरीके से. Okay, अच्छा, so there are vague definition like according to the new code a trade union can be deregistered for the contravention of unspecified provision of code. Okay, so deregistration process फैसिलिटेट, वो भी फैसिलिटेट यहाँ पे किया गया है, डी रजिस्ट्रेशन, एंड इट मीन्स दैट ट्रेड यूनियंस विल डेफिनेटली बी अंडर थ्रेट दैट इफ दे डू समथिंग बैड, if they do something out of the control thing, okay, definitely they will be deregistered. ये पॉइंट यहाँ पे आपको ध्यान रखना है. ओके, डीरजिस्ट्रेशन का है, इससे जो है उनको डर है सबसे ज़्यादा. ओके, सो ये भी एक तरीके से एक बार डीरजिस्टर हो गई देन no one will be its member and this will whole body will be diluted. सब कुछ जो है यहाँ पे dilute हो जाएगा. Okay, so the moment a trade union loses its registration, any collective decision taken by its members and elected officers can be treated as illegal. Okay, सब कुछ nullify हो जाएगा. So ये आपको समझना है यहाँ पे. Deregistration इसलिए एक खतरनाक चीज़ है कि completely disempower हो जाएगी trade union आपकी. Okay, then how will you protect the labor rights and all? वो सब कैसे हो पाएगा? ठीक है ना? So ये आपको समझना है. Okay, but this whole thing is open-ended because there is another side also. Okay, so what they do is trade union are highly politicized. Okay, so यहाँ पे politicized भी इनको किया गया है. They are highly politicized and if you look into the power politics, CPI, okay, so Communist Party of India, they have complete control over trade union. ये ऐसा जो है यहाँ पे, ठीक है ना, तो political interference बहुत ज़्यादा होता है and उससे जो है हमारी development पे impact होता है definitely. Okay, so that's why even private industry they don't prefer trade union type of things. Okay, they want free hand, hire and fire policy where they can, when the services are not required, they can remove people. Okay, so ये जो है private sector चाहते हैं, they want flexibility. बट डेफिनेटली यहाँ पे जो है कुछ वर्कर्स के राइट्स जो हैं वो एक्सप्लॉइट होते हैं. ओके, सो इसको बैलेंस आउट करना पड़ेगा एंड गवर्नमेंट हैज़ टू लुक इनटू दिस. दे हैव टू इंक्लूड डिफरेंट ट्रेड यूनिट्स इन द डिस्कशन प्रोसेस. ओके, सब कुछ डिस्कस करके आपको करना पड़ेगा, लेकिन प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है, व्हेन डिस्कशन इज नॉट देयर इज अ डिस्ट्रस्ट. ओके, and because of distrust all these strikes things happen. So presently they are saying that in future, in coming days, they will definitely come up with some strike and all. कुछ ना कुछ strike होगी गवर्नमेंट के किसी डिपार्टमेंट के अंदर. ओके, बैंकिंग के अंदर शायद they are saying that in future there will be strike. Okay, तो ये रीज़न है बिकॉज गवर्नमेंट इज नॉट डिस्कसिंग थिंग्स विद दैम, दैट्स वाई देर इज अ लैक ऑफ ट्रस्ट. तो लैक ऑफ ट्रस्ट की वजह से ये सारी प्रॉब्लम आ रही है. ओके, सो लेट्स एंड दिस पर्टिकुलर सेशन नाउ. Okay, I hope I have addressed your doubts and all. Okay, so let's end it. See you tomorrow morning for the Hindu session. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a nice day.